Protests for George Floyd continue around the country and have called attention to other incidents of police brutality within the Black and brown communities. Residents of Washington Heights gathered to celebrate the life of George Floyd and to call for justice for Allan Feliz, a man from the Bronx who was shot by police on October 17, 2019.
The officer discharges his weapon, one fatal shot to the chest, and my brother's life was lost. He was taken out of the vehicle pantsless and left in the middle of the streets for everyone in the world to see him.
According to his brother Sammy Feliz, 3 NYPD officers pulled Feliz over for a traffic stop. Once the cops found warrants on the identification he provided, they asked him to step out of the vehicle. After tasing him inside the car, Allan was fatally shot in the chest.
Put it in park! Put it in park! Put it in park! Yo! Should I call an 85? Should I call? Put it in park! Put it in park, Eddie.
If I have to end up shooting you, bro.
During a press briefing following the incident, NYPD Chief of Department Terrence Monahan stated that Feliz tried to flee in the vehicle after putting it first in drive and then in reverse.
It was after the car went into reverse that the sergeant fired one round from his service weapon, striking the male in the chest.
Feliz's brother questioned why the traffic stop ended in Feliz's death and called for police reform throughout the country to avoid other incidents like his brother's.
I believe that what happened with my brother, as well as what happened with George Floyd, just shows us as a community that the system is not only flawed here in New York, and it's not only flawed in Minnesota, it's flawed throughout the nation.
Throughout the protest, various residents spoke about the need for police reform in their community. Community organizer Claudia De La Cruz expressed the concerns of Washington Heights residents.
Most of the folks that are here today are here because we're frustrated, we're angry, and we're disgusted by the continuous and historic ways in which the police relates to community.
As we enter the trial phase of the officers involved in George Floyd's death, protesters continue to push for police reform and a fair trial in hopes that the facts of this incident will not be forgotten. Here are the facts. George Floyd was held down by an officer's knee to his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Even after George Floyd protested multiple times that he could not breathe, the officer did not remove his knee. As you can see here today, Allan Feliz's death and George Floyd's death are not isolated incidents of police brutality in the Black community. The 3 officers charged with aiding and abetting in George Floyd's death faced their first court appearance on June 4th. Officer Chauvin faces his first court appearance on June 8th. The officers involved in Allan Feliz's death have not been charged. Reporting for Bronxnet, Jericho Tran.